Hi friends, it's Anna, back finally after almost 3 weeks. I just counted it up and it has been 20 days. Actually, technically today is day 21 since I posted a video. This Empties is going to start with May the 4th and we'll go through today, May the 24th. So there will be 20 days that we're going to be covering and discussing here. For 20 days, I really don't have that much at all. I do have a bunch of testers. That is because for 1 week out of this 20 days, we were gone. Or actually 6 days out of this 20 days, we were gone. That was our family cruise. And our dog sitter that comes and stays here at the house loves wax. She loves Scentsy. She loves all the waxes. When she came and stayed in March, when we went to the beach with my grandparents, she fell in love with testers because I had left some beachy themed testers in the warmer for her. And she fell in love with the fact that they were round pieces of wax versus the square cubes. For some reason, she feels like they fit the dishes better. I don't understand that because once it all melts and conforms to the dish anyway. But whatever, she liked the testers. So I left just a bunch of testers for her. I left her 6 in my bedroom. She never changed the one in my bedroom. She, in fact, never even turned the one in my bedroom on. I found that out when I got home later. Even though she knew there were testers in there, I guess she doesn't feel comfortable going in my bedroom. I don't quite understand that because we are friends and I would be perfectly fine with it and have told her that, but she just doesn't feel comfortable going in my bedroom for some reason. I left her 6 testers in the bathroom so that technically if she wanted to, she could change every day the wax. Now, I know most of us are not going to change our Scentsy wax every day because it lasts longer. I don't change Scentsy every day. If I'm using Scentsy, it goes until it has no scent. But I left enough. She could change them every day. And the same thing here in the library, except I have 2 warmers. So I left her 6 pairs of 2 testers where she could do 2 of the same scent. I don't think she ever changed the ones here in the library either. Now, she did change the bathroom, I think, like 4 times. I'm going to go through all of these testers that I do have. 2 vendor wax items that I had emptied up, and 1 wallflower that I emptied and replaced. We're going to go over, but we're going to start with the testers because there's the most of them. I have Luna, Palm Trees and Ocean Breeze. Okay. Luna, this is the second Luna. Luna is what I had done and left in here in the library for her when we left. So I have Palm Trees and Ocean Breeze. There's another Luna. I think she did a Luna in the bathroom one day too. There's a Sun-Kissed Citrus. Rainbow Sherbet is one I had done before we left. I'm trying to remember. Cocoa Lime is one I had done before we left. Sun-Kissed Citrus is the one I left in the bathroom for her, I believe. Tropic Nectar, I believe that's one I had done before we left. Apple Teeny Splash is one of the ones I know she had used in the bathroom. Plumeria Peach is one I know she had used in the bathroom. Magnolia Linen, I know I did before we left. We have Lush Gardenia, which is one I had just put in this week. And then I have this one, which doesn't have a sticker on the back of it. But this is Black Raspberry Vanilla. It's what I currently have in the bathroom. So still, most of the testers went in the bathroom. There were a couple that were, I think Tropic Nectar is what I left in my bedroom for her to turn on. She never did, so I turned it on when we got home. And 2 of the 3 Luna ones I had put in here in the library, and I think she did one in the bathroom. Still, okay, so the majority of the testers were still done in the bathroom, but that's a bunch of testers over the last 20 days. Then I have this sample of Fantastic from the Pharmacist's Daughter I did. This is beautiful, like a fruity coffee blend. It is, I don't even understand it, but it is a beautiful thing. I had cut this in half and did it the whole cup, but half in each warmer one day here in the library. Jeannie, be proud of me, I used something in one warm. That's a rare thing for me. And then I had this sample cup from Vintage Chic Scents from her Wizard of Oz and Wicked release that I had picked up in the Round Robin. This is Elphaba's Earth, which is coconut leaves and fresh cut grass. This was beautiful. I did this in the library on the Saturday 1 week before we left, and then I came back home and I put the other half of it in here in the library. So this is absolutely beautiful. I used this in 4 different pieces 2 times in the library. Beautiful scent. I have a wallflower that I had emptied up and put the end of the oil in my diffuser. I replaced it with Pink Apple Punch, which has fragrance notes of crisp apple, melon, and sugar crystals. Again, I know for 20 days that does not seem like a lot, but we came home late Friday evening, went back over to my grandparents on Saturday a week ago today to help them unpack and get their house back in order because they're getting to the place where they cannot physically do it on their own. Sunday we had church all day, and then my church has been in revival all week this week, so we've had church every night. So there's just not been a lot of warming time because I'm trying to get ready and I'm trying to do things, and so there's not been a whole lot of warming time. I have been warming, and I do have vendor waxes that are actually in the warmers, in 3 of the 4 warmers right now as we speak. I have been warming, but they just don't have a lot. They don't have the normal amount of time to warm, so they're lasting longer. But I do have a lot of vendor waxes that are close to being emptied, and I hope that we'll have a vendor heavy week next week when I do an empties again. For now, that is all I have for you, and so until I see you again, my friends, please remember that I love you. And please, have a blessed day on purpose.